DreAllDay.com.
Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com, WorkOnMyGame.com. For those of y'all who are going to be creators, and even for those of y'all who are not creators, so you're not creating any kind of content to put on the internet, and those of you who plan on doing so, here's something that you need to understand about people. Because if you're creating content, obviously you want to get it out to somebody. You want somebody to be affected by it. You want somebody to read it, watch it, listen to it, engage with it, etc. Thing is, 98% of people in the world do not want to be educated. They don't want to learn. They don't want to hear no smart shit. They don't want to hear nothing that's going to force them to think. They don't want to engage with anything that's going to cause them to have to use some brain cells to actually comprehend whatever the hell you're talking about. Only 2% of the population is even interested in that. And that's why you can't be too smart on the internet. I mean, you can, but understand that your audience is limited to only 2 out of every 100 people, because most people ain't trying to hear that shit. They're not trying to. Nothing is going to cause them to have to put forth effort. And thinking is effort, in case you didn't know. The other thing is this. 98% of the population, the rest of the people, they just want to be entertained. 98% of people looking for something that's going to be funny, or something controversial, or something that's going to get them emotionally engaged, whether they're angry, frustrated, sad, something they'll share with their friends because they're mad about it, or they're happy about it, or they think it's funny. That's what 98% of people want. They want some form of entertainment. And most of the time, there's a line between the two. There's a clear line between something that's entertaining and something that's educational. Now, yes, you do have what we call nowadays edutainment, which is like educational stuff that's also entertaining at the same time. But understand, anything that even smells like education, anything that even smells like a person might have to think to engage with it, 98% of people ain't trying to hear it. They don't care even if it's entertaining, they're not trying to hear it. Just like, look, you could have been in school. You could have had a teacher that was a really cool teacher, and they had a really interesting way of teaching what they taught. But if you're not trying to learn, you ain't trying to learn. You don't give a damn who's saying it or how they saying it. You ain't trying to hear it. So being too smart on the internet is going to limit your options. So those of you who are creators, I'm giving this message to all y'all for 2 reasons. Those of y'all creators, number one, understand that if you go that way, if you go that route, being smart on the internet, you're limiting your audience. And that's not a bad thing necessarily. Just know that that's the way that it's going to be. If you're looking at the response that you're getting, or the audience that you have compared to somebody that's on some entertainment shit, they're probably going to have more of an audience than you. Doesn't necessarily mean better. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be more successful or they're going to make more money. They're just going to have a broader audience because they have there's a larger scope of the possible people who will be interested in it, simply because you're giving people entertainment. Most people don't want to think. Thinking is a job. And those of you who are in the audience, understand this. If you, like I did a video with my lady Anna, and we talked about all different types of topics. We talked about sex, we talked about dating, we talked about race, a whole bunch of different things. Some of these being hot button topics, especially race. Race is a hot button topic all the time, doesn't matter what's going on. The world we're in now is a very hot button issue. So some people got, claim to be pissed off or offended or whatever you want to call it, whenever we talked about race and topics like that. But here's the thing that people need to understand. Even though you claim to be offended. Everybody claims to be offended on the internet, right? So I don't really take too much. I don't really give a fuck if you're offended, even if you are. Whether you're pretending to be or you're seriously offended, I really don't care. But even if you were, here's the thing. You engage with it. If you're commenting and you're liking, you're sharing, even if you're sharing something just to talk shit about it, or you're commenting just to talk shit and claim that you're not going to pay attention to anything else, or you don't like it, you're engaging. That's energy. It takes energy to do that. If you're engaging with something, even if you hate it, it's because some form of that entertainment got you to talk about it. And when somebody puts out some smart shit, some educational shit, something that's going to cause you or force you to think, force you to use your brain, force you to do some mental work, and you don't engage with it, even if you like it, but you don't say nothing, you don't like it, You don't, I mean, hit the button, the like button. You don't comment. You don't share it. You don't do anything to let that person know tangibly that you were feeling it. Well, that's the exact point that I'm making here. If you as an audience member, those of you who don't create content, even those of you who do, because we're all audience members at some level, at some points, right? If you hear some educational some stuff that's going to force you to think and use your brain and you like it, you need to give the same energy. You need to keep that same energy, like they say, with the educational, the thinking stuff that you have with the entertaining, the talking shit, the ratchet stuff, whatever you want to call it. The stuff that you could put your brain on. Your brain could take a vacation and you could just enjoy it, laugh at it, argue with it, whatever it is you're doing. Keep that same energy for the educational stuff. You want people to create educational material, mental game material, stuff that's going to make you smarter. You got to give the same energy to the creators of that shit that you give to the comedians and the reality TV and the girls who be sticking their asses out every post because they know that they know you're gonna engage with that shit. That's why they keep giving it to you. So if you want material that's gonna make you smart, you got to give energy to that material. The same way that people say, if you want to save the planet, you got to support that shit. If you want people to do a certain type of material, you have to show the same energy to it. I said that shit 5 times already. And those of you who are creators, understand that when you get smart on the internet, all right, everybody ain't going to be paying attention to it because people don't want to think. It's a job. Have I said that enough times? I think so. Work on your game.